She talks about wearing slippers. I'm like, what kind of slippers are she, like ballet flats? What is she talking about? Do they have high heels?
No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey, besties.
Welcome to
Literally Obsessed.
It's Cassy.
And Brittany.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to
Our final
episode for Fourth Wing. It's episode 6. How are we feeling? Because we're sad.
We're sad.
But we're happy because we get to go into Iron Flame after. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. It's nice and sunny here.
Yes. Beautiful day
today. Great day today. This is going to be a little bit, hopefully not too long of an episode, but it is the last chapter, so a lot goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be in for some fun stuff. So grab a coffee, grab a drink.
Yes.
Have a good ride to work, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of fun stuff today.
Definitely.
We're going to cover 36 through 39. So it seems like it's only a couple chapters, but they're huge.
So much happens in just chapter 36. Chapter 36 could have been its own episode.
For sure.
So, per usual, our content and spoiler warning for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers, we will be talking about everything in Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. Things on Book Talk, interviews with Rebecca Yarros, theories. We're going to be talking about it all. As far as content... Did I mix them up again? No, I did spoilers.
No, you did it great.
As far as content, there isn't anything too sexual in this episode, but
you shouldn't, because we always will bring up Zaddy.
So just be sure to not listen if you are
under 18.
This is a rated R book. So.
Yes, please. Same thing. We are covering a lot of our theories today, a couple of them. And if you have any theories that you have come up with that we haven't talked about yet, please let us know in the comments, because we want to hear from you, all of our lovely viewers and listeners and our besties. Hey, besties.
Hey.
So one thing we forgot to do in the intro was a announcement, kind of wait till the end of the episode to hear it. So this is that right now. If you wait all the way up until the end of the video or the podcast that you're listening to, just stay tuned, because we have some exciting announcements. So stick with us.
You're not going to want to miss it.
Should we just dive into the synopsis?
Yeah, I think we need to
get it over with.
Yeah, we're going to kind of try to dive through this pretty quickly. That way we can really get into the deep dive in a minute.
All right, take it away, Brittany.
All right, so chapter 36. If you guys remember, we are at the Athbean outpost, and they got the missive that their mission is to survive. Taryn warns Violet that something is off, and he's felt it ever since the lake, and it's coming from the valley below them. The letter says that this is a test of Xaden's command, and he has the choice of either abandoning the village of the enemy or abandoning command of the wing. He realizes that this is a test of their loyalty without them even noticing it, and Liam confirms that he sees Venin heading towards them.
Oof. Violet is the only one who knows what the Wyvern are and explains it to the group. And then eventually the Griffin Riders show up and to warn them to leave. The Venin are after something and will kill every single person in Resin. Is it Resin? Resin. To get it.
Resin is the plasticky.
Right. You're right. The Flyers thank Xaden for what he's done for them, and say they're going down to fight and most likely die fighting alongside. Xaden decides he wants to fight, but isn't going to order anyone to follow him, and one by one they all decide to fight.
Violet tells Andarna to hide and to leave if it gets too dangerous, even though it'll break Andarna's heart. They hear a dragon shriek, and then they see a gray dragon with 2 legs that blows blue fire, and so there are wyvern here, unfortunately. Taryn tells Violet that he did suspect that there were wyvern, and that's why he was so tough with her during flight maneuvers, in case they would ever have to deal with them. And Violet tells Xaden that General Melgreen will most likely be able to see the outcome of the battle, because that is his signet, which is so random, but cool, I guess.
Very true.
And Xaden lets her know that He can't see anything because of the rebellion relic and reminds her that's why he said it was a gift, because when there's 3 or more marked ones in an area, Melgreen can't see anything that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Violet asks if Xaden is keeping any other secrets from her, and he does say yes. And if they do stay alive, he'll tell her whatever she wants to know. From there, the riders go into battle. They find out that there are multiple wyvern. Soleil?
I think it's Soleil.
Soleil. I was close. Finds a sealed entrance to a mine where they can get people out. Violet watches as Soleil isn't quick enough and gets caught by the venom. Violet tries to lure the venom out of the city, and Violet hits a wyvern with the lightning. Woo! Go Violet!
Taryn and Violet are almost attacked by a wyvern, but Sigale comes to the rescue, and then she kind of like glides under Taryn affectionately, but glares at Violet because she doesn't have Taryn's back. She was too concerned about Xaden, and Violet is like, copy. Got it. Violet sees a venom and a wyvern on Dane's tail, so Taryn and her are going after to help, but Liam ends up killing the venom and the wyvern dies too. Violet and Taryn are almost hit by another wyvern, but Day crashes into it just in time and it sends Liam flying. He lands on Taryn and Violet catches him. Liam tells Violet that she saved his life and now it's his turn to save hers.
Day loses the fight against the wyvern, which means Liam will die too. Liam asks Violet to take care of his sister. Liam dies. Violet is pissed and heads off with Taryn, hitting wyvern with her lightning, but she hears Taryn roar in pain. That's all of just chapter 36.
Yeah. A lot happens.
A lot happens in chapter 36.
I was thinking so much for Rebecca saying that she doesn't know how to write a battle scene.
No, because that was intense.
It was intense. I could see it all happening clearly.
It was very descriptive. But into chapter 37, it shows up with venom on Taryn's back. Scary. Violet tries fighting her, but realizes she's extremely quick and can almost predict moves before Violet even makes them. From there, Violet gets stabbed in the side by a green-tipped dagger. Ouch. The venom threatens to kill Violet or hand her over to the sage. Scary.
Violet distracts the venom, though, with her lightning and manages to stab her with an alloy dagger. She realizes that they have to kill the riders to eliminate the wyvern that they created, which is what Liam was kind of trying to tell her. And she convinces Xaden to trust her and to drop his shadows. He's at risk of burnout, and she has a plan to get rid of all of the wyvern. She uses Taryn and Andarna to stop time and kill the most powerful venom there with lightning. And Xaden kills another venom heading towards them. But after that, Violet passes out from exhaustion and the poison, and she hears Xaden scream as she falls off Taryn.
Whew. Chapter 38. Violet feels herself falling, but she can't access any of her powers anymore. Andarna stops time to save Violet and catches her. And then Andarna brings Violet to Xaden. Violet hears other people talking around her while this is going on, and how they're all saying that she saved their lives, and they're wondering if it's poison or magic. And then Violet's blood is black. Disgusting. Ew. Ew. Like, ew. I can imagine how gross that is. And the gang decides they won't be able to make it back to Basgiath to save Violet in time.
Xaden reminds them that there is somewhere closer, but they might be risking everything to take her there. Violet overhears him saying, "We need to get her to him. We ride." And she is falling in and out of consciousness throughout this flight to wherever they're going. But then she hears a very familiar voice saying Xaden, but she can't place where she knows this voice from. And then Xaden says, "You have to save her."
Then we get into chapter 39, which is actually Xaden's POV. It has been 3 days since Violet was stabbed, and Sigale is comforting Xaden while he's freaking out. Taryn is mad at Xaden for not telling Violet the information sooner. Xaden thinks about how he fell for her even before they kissed. And
yeah.
Violet wakes up.
She doesn't regain her memory at first, and her and Xaden share a passionate kiss. Once they stop kissing, though, it all comes back to her when she kind of communicates with her dragons mentally. And then Violet and Xaden are having a bunch of conversations about trust and how sorry Xaden is. And Violet is like, nope, I'm not taking that right now. And then Violet realizes that they are in Eratia, which was believed to be burned down this entire time. And then there's a knock on the door, and it is Brennan saying,
brother.
Welcome to the revolution, Violet.
And then it ends.
And then it ends.
That ending always is so good.
I remember reading that and I was like, that is crazy.
Crazy.
When they were saying that there was a knock on the door, I was like, oh, it's like Bodhi or Garrick. I don't know why I didn't really know. I didn't know who they were talking about. I really didn't suspect that Brennan was alive. Dumb reader.
So even though I read the point of view chapters before,
That's right.
I did have a suspicion that Brennan was going to be, involved somehow in this book.
Yeah.
But the surprise and the shock reveal, it still did it for me.
Yeah.
It was still very well written to where I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was really good. So that's what happens in those chapters. That was a lot.
Yeah.
We got through that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I'm
we
kinda
did good
proud
for
of it.
us.
Good for us.
We're getting this down.
We're getting better. We're certified yappers. So
We're kind of
I'm just glad we're getting a little bit better at it.
Yeah.
And then it just fucking ends like that.
I know.
Thank God I had Iron Flame to read right after.
Yeah.
You didn't, huh?
No. I had to go from like August to September. Wait.
No, it came out in November.
I was like, that doesn't make sense. So I went a couple months without it.
Thank God I had the book right away.
Yeah.
Just put it in rotation. But it still never gets old with Brennan.
Should we hop into?
Let's just do
Let's
it.
deep dive in, talk about our favorite moments.
I think I wrote a lot.
I did as well. I'm sure some of them are going to overlap though.
They're gonna.
So
It's okay.
let me scroll down to mine. All right. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So I'm just excited that we finally get to talk about Bodhi. Like, we finally have some Bodhi content. We didn't for so long, and he just randomly appears.
Yeah. Truly.
I know we talked about it last episode, but just happy that we were able to see our boy again. Oh, I'm always so sad whenever Xaden mentions that he's responsible for the lives of the marked ones. And like, how does he deal with that guilt every day? And we get a little bit of it in 39, where he's like talking about it, about all the deaths that he's responsible for.
Yeah. No, truly.
Get that man a therapist.
Here's the thing. I feel in a lot of these books, this is how I feel for like ACOTAR also. Is sorry, this is a slight spoiler for ACOTAR for the next 30 seconds. What Reese went through and the way that I just feel like we moved on too quick. Like,
too quickly.
Feyre's like, oh, okay, so anyway, and then the story moves on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, this man was like abused for 50 years for his people. And I feel like it's the same type of thing in this. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, we brush over Xaden's trauma too much. Maybe book 3 is going to cover it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we brush past all of his trauma.
I think so.
Especially Violet, which is fucked up.
Fucked up. Okay. And I understand, like, if you don't want to bring it up so much, you don't want to talk about it. But I think he needs a little bit of a source.
Yeah. I just feel like for her to be so mad, it's like, are you thinking of what he
actually went through
though? And like the reason... I'll get into it, but I'm really mad at Violet in these chapters.
No, and it doesn't stop until the very end of Iron Flame. But I just can you imagine like dealing with that guilt?
No, I know.
But then you still have to have this persona.
Yeah. Okay, actually going off of that.
Beautiful.
I was saying that I need a Xaden POV just in general for all of everything.
Books. Yeah.
But for moments like when I just want to understand what he's thinking in moments like when Violet agrees to fight, even though he wants her to run. And she said that like there's like 1,000 expressions or 1,000 emotions like go across his face, and then he just kind of quickly regains himself. What was he thinking? You know what I mean? I just want to know like what he's thinking in that moment. I want to know how he's like so good at. Sometimes he'll kind of slip with emotion, but then kind of like get himself back into like, no, you're
reel
in
it back in
a persona kind of, you know. I would love just to hear his perspective.
I wonder if it's the same vibe of when she was trying to stay with him, or at least with like Mira, and like during that battle the first time that she's like when he like looked at her with like the compassion with her eyes, she's like, she's my sister. I wonder if it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like falling more in love with her.
Yeah.
Even if, oh my God, that part was rough.
That's what yeah. I mean, and I just feel like we have these moments of like him slipping, but then he kind of regains his composure. But I want to know what he's thinking. He's
probably like, damn.
That's my woman.
That's my, because he always refers to her as beautiful fucking woman.
Brilliant
fucking woman.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because she's brilliant.
Well, and I think I actually have it right. I guess we could just go into this
go
real
into
quick.
That, yeah.
But there's a really cute moment between Sigale and Violet. And I can't wait to get more Sigale, hopefully, in book 3.
Have to.
In Onyx Storm. I don't know why I keep saying book 3. In Onyx Storm. Because I love Sigale. I don't think we talk about her trauma enough also. But I also love the relationship between Sigale and Violet. And there's a moment where Sigale speaks to Violet and she says, I knew you'd make the right, or let me just quote this whole thing, sorry. I knew you'd make the right choice, Sigale says, glancing towards where Xaden approaches with Liam. He did too, even if he doesn't like you putting yourself in danger, he knew you would. Well, he knows me a great deal better than I know him. I lift a brow at her. She blinks. You're a far cry from the trembling girl who stood in the courtyard and tried to mask her fear after the parapet. I approve. And then Violet says, I wasn't asking for your approval. And it says Sigale chuffs and then nudges Taryn's head with hers. And I just think it's such a sweet moment between them.
I feel like their relationship has grown from day one.
I think it's gonna grow a lot in Onyx Storm because I think they're both gonna, this is like the number one man in their life,
right,
besides Taryn.
Sorry
Taryn, but it's like the number one man in their life, and so I feel like they are gonna bond over being heartbroken,
absolutely,
and like having to save Xaden. I mean, I don't know the stipulations of if him and Sigale are still bonded.
I don't know how it works,
but yeah,
we'll talk about that because I feel like I need to add that to the theorizing. Is like what happens to your dragon once you turn venom,
right? Which actually
we know a little bit because of Jack.
Yes, I was gonna say somebody commented on one of our TikToks and they had said something, maybe I misinterpreted because I thought they said something like, oh, we don't get a mention of Brennan's dragon, which we do, but they had said something about like if you're venom. Oh, it was because I had posted a clip of us talking about him having the rune and like what if Naolan is controlling him. And so I think that their question was like, oh, interesting theory, would he be able to have a dragon if he was a wyvern of sorts? I was like, that is a good question. It does say that he has an orange dragon, which we know that there's theories that those people might be evil. But yeah, so I am also questioning if he does have a dragon,
can you still,
is that possible? Because we think that #Brennan is venom.
Is venom, but I honestly, it has to deal with something there. But I don't know if it's a bond you can fully break, but it could be mended differently. Yeah,
I mean, I'm curious why Bade was still working with him, knowing that he turned venom. But I also feel like Sigale would still stay with Xaden.
I think so.
So I don't know.
I feel like, especially since Sigale and Taryn, like, which ties to Violet and Xaden, like, they're all, like, connected to where I don't see them separating, at least within their, like, close circle. Yeah. But I don't know about, like, bond genuine-wise. So, I don't know.
No, I agree. I just wrote down some information about like the venom and the fables, just so that we're all on the same page about venom and everything. Violet confirms that the venom have red veins because the magic corrupts their blood as they lose their souls, and she remembers how Andarna had said that nature likes everything in balance. So just kind of a full circle moment there. And then the fables say that the venom created the wyvern to compete with the dragons, and instead of channeling from them, they channel their power into them.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that, like, first time reading it.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're connected how riders and dragons are. There's a connection, but it's different.
It's different, yes.
Yes. So during, like, the whole battle scene and, like, you know how, like, Liam was trying to warn Violet and, like, say, like, if you kill that one, it's going to kill whoever, right? But I'm curious as to, is there, like, power that they're channeling through their wyvern, is it depend, or is it all the same type? Like, is it like a signet, or is it just like one type of power?
Right.
I want to know more about the wyvern.
I don't know. I think they're controlling them. So the way I'm picturing it is just like they're like a bunch of little clones.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And they're like they're like little puppets.
I see what you mean.
And they're the puppet master controlling what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they really, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too into it. But it's like,
no,
do they have
true.
like a brain, or is it just like they're being given a command?
Yeah.
And they'll follow it.
Do wyvern talk?
They shriek is what she says. It sounds like a dragon shrieking.
Okay.
But yes, I see what you mean. I don't think that they can communicate.
They don't communicate with Venom. I
don't know. I assume these are like questions that are going to be answered. Do you think Xaden's going to make a wyvern?
I don't know. Anything is fucking possible, Rebecca. Please spare our souls. I don't know what it is going to be like. I feel as like wyvern, you're right. They don't feel like a personality like dragons have,
right?
Or like they don't have their own individuality.
They're
I feel
like
they're
soldiers.
just exactly. Yeah. They're soldiers. It's like the Clone Wars, like you said.
Yeah,
Star Wars. But I don't know. I also am just confused because I feel like what we've learned in the wyvern and Iron Flame. I don't know. I think once we get into Iron Flame, I'm gonna have to revisit that thought.
Yes, definitely.
I have something about the squad, about Rhiannon, Sawyer, and Riddick. What do you think they were thinking during this time?
I feel like they're just busy with their own war game. I don't even think they were thinking about Violet.
I was thinking about this last night, and I was like, I know that when they're like reunited, they get told a lot of things, you know, past a certain time, but I wonder if any of them like caught on that Violet had gone with all marked ones. Like, and if Dane realized that. I don't know. I don't know if I just haven't reread Iron Flame and reread their reunion and how that went. Right. But I was just thinking, I was like, oh my God, can you imagine like being your best friend and being like, well, I wonder how Violet's doing in this war game.
I feel like maybe they were probably just like, oh, she's with Xaden. And all of his friends are marked ones.
And I don't know. I don't know if they would be not suspicious for her. Like Violet was like low-key kind of like, oh my God, I'm realizing I'm with all marked ones. I'm the only one, whatever. I don't know. I just thought about it. I was like, well, where are the besties at? I wonder how I don't remember. Honestly, I'm going to have to reread part of Iron Flame for that, but
definitely
had to throw in the besties in there.
I just have to bring up this moment of Violet telling Xaden that she needs him to survive, even if she hates that she still loves him.
This one's loaded.
Yeah, which also, I love that she admits that to him. And then like 2 seconds later, he's like, so you still love me? And she's like, no, I don't.
She just said it.
I'm like, you just admitted to him that you do. Also, come on.
We know.
And also he can read your mind. So he knows you're in love with him.
No, that is, okay. I know he was holding on to that little tiny hope as she's saying it.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine? He's like feeling guilty about not telling her all this shit. And then immediately she's just like, I still love you. But like, just know that I'm not just doing this for you. And I don't know.
Yeah.
That poor baby. He's so sensitive.
I know.
He's more sensitive than I think we give him credit to. But that quote kind of makes me cry.
Yeah. Also, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say on a 180, I just need
okay.
I just need to bring up the rider goggles for a minute.
Okay, beautiful. I love this.
Because
how do we see them?
That's my question. Are we picturing Quidditch goggles? Are we picturing steampunk looking goggles? It takes me out of the moment that they I understand that they would have to wear these. But it takes me it's a little bit of an ick.
It's a little bit of an ick. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a deep cut here. Do you remember Tinkerbell movies?
Like, what's his name?
Bubble, the other guy of Bubbles.
Oh.
The Tinker.
The one that she has a thing for?
No, the one that had goggles and he put water drops in it and it made his eyes really big. That's...
You think it makes their eyes cute?
First,
they're not prescription.
Hold on. At first, I thought that when I heard goggles. Don't know why that like image popped up in my brain.
Right.
But then I was thinking, I'm thinking steampunk.
Yeah, I'm thinking steampunk.
I'm thinking
as well.
steampunk, but then that still icks me.
I've seen some good like fan arts of it, but yeah, I don't like it.
It's like, is it Oakley sunglasses?
Ew.
Just like right.
And then imagine it like it marks your face.
No, and how
when they're flying for
embarrassing.
like 7 hours, that's pretty embarrassing.
I'm sure they get a rash.
Maybe.
I'm sure it's
Well,
like a little.
Zayden does say that when Violet's like knocked out, she has like dark circles, but probably from exhaustion. But he does say something
being
about
close
from,
to death. But also
He does
her
say from-
steampunk rider goggles.
I just have to look up. Wait, I just have to.
Steampunk goggles. No, because they're. I don't know if they look cute. I don't think they do. Imagine.
I think it would look cute.
Are they like Dune? Have you ever watched Dune?
I haven't. What do their goggles look like? Should I look it up?
I got you.
Okay, because I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're kind of like aviator looking. I think they'll look
They're
cute on the
ugly as
forehead.
hell, though.
On the forehead, they'd be kind of cute. Or not on the forehead, on your.
But like when you're
putting them
off.
up. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what the Dune one looks like.
Oh, those are kind of those actually look very.
They look
aviator
better,
too.
right?
Yeah.
So like that's what it looks like when they're up on your head.
See, I think that's kind of cool.
See, that's more badass. But
On your
steampunk
face?
is fucking hilarious. Like that's funny.
Like, is this Violet?
Wait, that might be Violet.
Those
That
are
actually might be
Those
her.
are weird glasses, but
Let me see. Yeah, why do they look like Coraline
I don't
buttons?
know. They do look like buttons.
I don't know. What
Maybe
do you
I'll
guys
be Violet
think?
for Halloween. Help me pick out some glasses, guys.
We'll go to a steampunk store.
Yeah. I could make these, I
They
think.
could be kind of like.
Oh, yeah. Look at these. Oh.
It's a little.
These ones, these look like the Dune ones. $8 on Amazon.
Should we wear them for
Maybe.
Iron Flame?
On
Comment
top
down
of-
below. Do you guys want us to wear them? We'll buy them.
We'll buy them. $8. It's worth it.
I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to, Brittany.
On top of the headphones?
We'll have to wear them.
Okay. Oh,
If I'm riding a dragon, I'm gonna wear them.
okay. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm glad you brought this up because I remember trying to envision it, and I'm just like, they're like in this like gruesome, deadly battle, and
they're
all
wearing
I'm
fucking
thinking
goggles.
is wearing goggles. I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of so many other things. What do their shoes look like?
Well, I'm imagining like combat boots, taking us back to like 2009.
Okay, Doc Martens.
Yeah, they probably wear Docs. They probably wear a little Mary Jane once in a while. I do, because in the last episode, when they go to the reunification day celebration,
Yeah.
she talks about wearing slippers. I'm like, what kind of slippers are she, like ballet flats? What is she talking about? Do they have high heels?
You know those portable ballet flats that you could put in your purse that they were like doing on infomercials? They're like emergency flats. She like
remember
whipped
those,
them
but-
out.
May,
You don't remember
but like,
those?
what does she mean by slippers? Because when I think slippers, I think like your house slippers when you're going to sleep.
She's like little bunny ones. They just like flopping.
Well, I'm
around.
imagining they're black. But yeah, I like what? Okay, I was thinking
She's
this
done
also.
with heels. She doesn't want to wear them.
When she goes running in Iron Flame, I'll be bringing this up again. Do they have running shoes, or is she running in fucking
Hokas?
boots? Hokas. But you know what I mean? Is she running in her Docs? That can't be comfortable.
I feel like
but also useful because like she would
that's
be.
how you're actually running.
What do you
in
think
battle.
they wear to work out in? Do they have
I think
running
they're
shorts?
boots. They're just shirtless and naked. The
You think
boys
they're-
just wear the pants.
Leather. Imagine sweating in
That's what I'm
leather.
saying.
I have a pair
We
from
don't-
Abercrombie. Those things are fucking hot.
I think
Do
you need to start
not-
working out in them.
Do not wear them above like 65 degrees. They'll fry you alive.
You're gonna have to do like the Ross Geller thing where you have to put the baby
I
powder on and
have a
slip 'em
horror
off.
story from when I went to the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, you told me you were like it took you a while to
It
take
took
them
me
off.
like 15 minutes in the bathroom because it was like 85 degrees and humid in New York at Yankee Stadium. I had the dumb idea of wearing these pants because I was like, that's a cute outfit. And then I had to go to the bathroom. I was sweating so bad and I had to peel them off my body. And then to get them back on was even worse. And it literally took me like 15 minutes in the bathroom. It's embarrassing.
No, imagine
It was a Ross
doing
Geller.
that.
The inside though, I need to clarify. It's not leather like Ross,
But it's like
but it's like a warm. They're warm.
and you wore them in New York.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was just thinking it would be a cute outfit. That's what happened.
That's what the price you have to pay for a cute one.
It looked cute.
Now imagine battling in them for
I
7
know.
hours.
I know.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. No, I can't
Wearing
actually.
your steampunk goggles and your Doc Martens. I think I'd be overstimulated. I would be super overstimulated.
Yeah, I would like to know, like the rider jackets, when they talk about having rider jackets.
How are they wearing? What is the weather like here?
Well, I think it can be cold most times. I think that's what she talks about.
Okay.
Right? It snows.
It snows.
Because they have winter wear.
They got coats.
They do. She says that they have like fur-lined
little coats.
Yeah, like for flying. But
yes, and up there in the altitude, it's cold as hell. I'm sure.
June.
This is
late June.
So it's hot.
Early July.
It's hot.
It's got to be hot.
And leathers.
Dude.
And if you've ever worn Doc Martens in the fucking summer, you're done.
No.
You're done.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about, and just like what they wear to sleep is just night gowns.
Do they get sunburned?
Probably. Oh my god, imagine you have a goggles sunburn.
Oh my god, no, they have to have a tan line like that.
They probably do.
A burn line. That's disgusting.
Sometimes fantasy books, I'm like, ew, when I think about the logistics, it's kind of gross.
It icks me out. I would never want to be a part of that. But I just cannot imagine running in leather pants with Doc Martens. That sounds like pure torture. Pure torture.
I think we should dress up for Halloween.
Okay.
And then we should we'll make a TikTok of us trying to train like them. Because
we should run sprints. I'm imagining,
oh my god.
We're going to have to.
Their leather pants are probably like skin tight. Do you think?
No, absolutely. Because you have to be mobile.
Yeah.
Wouldn't the leather stick together?
Well, she does say leather. I was thinking like in the Hunger Games, maybe it's more of like a neoprene. Do you think they get to choose? She does say that they have like a casual uniform and then they have flight leathers.
I don't know. I would be like, awesome, guys. I'm going to stay in my casual uniform here.
Yeah.
Instead of my flight leathers.
I also don't know why you have to fly in leather.
What?
Why?
Is that like helpful to?
Well, like why do motorcyclists wear leather jackets? I guess it's because it protects them, right?
From what?
If you fall.
Leather protects?
I mean, I'd rather have a leather jacket on than nothing. If I fall and I scrape up my side, it's not going to protect you from like a broken bone.
Is it like the most like a hard material?
Well, leather's pretty tough.
I guess that's true.
I have to do some research on this, but
I just want to know why. Imagine being on a dragon with your leather pants,
right?
And like for her,
I'm
like
imagining
on a saddle.
Getting a wedgie.
Absolutely, but
you're you're mid-flight, you're mid-fight.
What do?
You have to just
leave it, or they just don't wear underwear. We didn't even bring that up, huh?
Well, we did.
Did we?
But that's even crazier. It's leather pants, and you're not wearing underwear.
Criminal.
Cassie, that's crazy.
That's criminal. But honestly, rather than a fucking wedgie while you're mid-stab, right?
You're stabbed and you have a wedgie. I don't know which is worse.
Overstimulation for me. But I'm just thinking about it. Like, that must be disgusting to take off your leather pants.
How do you think they wash them? Do you think that they have people that wash it for them?
No.
They have washing machines, or do they just go down to the lake?
I think they take a little like tin thing and they
like in the olden days.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if they have fucking electricity and a plumber, they have to have probably washing machines.
I would think so.
Here we go.
But,
back again.
Know.
But I also so here's what's gonna happen, Brittany. Me, you dressing up for Halloween in flight leathers.
Okay.
We have to find like a dragon side, like go to a park or something that has like a dismount that we have to learn how to dismount and run.
Okay.
And we'll film it for you guys.
I'm gonna
for your
break
encouragement.
Something.
We can't be Violet. We can't be fragile.
You're right. No, you're right. If Violet can do it, there's no reason.
We'll have to train for this.
Okay, starting today. I will say, so my boyfriend runs a lot. I went running with him the other day. First of all, I thought we were going to do a nice 15-minute run, maybe. We ran for 45 minutes. I was dying. And as I was dying towards the end of it, when he was like, we've got 5 minutes left, I was running and I was like, And then in my head, I was just like, if Violet could do this, there's no reason why I can't do it also. And her bones dislocate.
No,
joints. I mean, I don't know.
She has a hard time doing anything physical.
Yeah. And then I realized he was telling me to talk as I was running, and I was like, I don't think I can.
You can't.
I did realize it made it a little easier, though. I stopped thinking about it, because then he was like, so tell me, I make a lot of Basgiath running club jokes. He was like, what is the Basgiath running club? And I was like, it's just because they run every single morning because they're trying to get away from the Venom. And then after, I was like, wait, that kind of made it easier.
Okay, good to know. Every time I'm on like the stair climber, I'm just thinking about it.
Talk to yourself, yeah.
I'm just thinking about anytime I'm working out, I'm like, if they can do it,
yeah,
I should be able to do it.
That's like that TikTok. Did you see? It was like me wanting to live in a fantasy world and then like me hiking and she like eats shit. That's me. I'm like, I would never be able to make it.
I couldn't do it. But that's why you need your Doc Martens, good grip, good grip on the bottom of your soles.
I guess.
I don't know.
I'm going to start wearing them more often.
We have to train.
We have to.
I don't know what in this world we could get to.
Imagine running a fucking mile in your Doc Martens.
I think we're just gonna have to do it once. I think we might die though. I think we might.
I think so.
I don't know if we'll last.
Yeah.
Can you imagine only taking out Venom with daggers and getting that close up to them?
That's crazy.
They're scary.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about Venom and how we view them.
Mm-hmm.
I just cannot imagine being that close. Have you guys ever been on the Harry Potter ride at Universal? And they have all of the, what are they called? The Death Eater? What are they called?
No. The wait, why did you confuse me by saying Death Eater? Oh my god.
What are they called?
Wait.
Or what are they called?
No, because hold on, you're freaking me out. Dementors.
Thank you.
You really threw me off by saying Death Eaters and I couldn't get it back.
Why did I think Death Eaters?
Death Eaters are...
Oh, they're the...
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
No, they're his followers.
Yes, thank
you.
Like
Malfoy's dad is a Death Eater.
Yeah. Well, imagine being that... I hate being that close on that ride.
I closed my eyes multiple times on that ride.
It's scary. That part scares the fuck out of me. I've never seen the
spider section.
I do open my eyes during that.
You're crazy. I know they spit at you. Or something happens.
That's scary.
They're like... And like water... They love their water effects.
They do love water effects. They do a good job.
The Dementors are kind of scary, though. They get pretty close.
No, they get so fucking close. And that's what I'm envisioning. Is it that... And you're like... We wouldn't last.
Like, ew.
And daggers are not that big.
No, I'm imagining it's like this big.
I would say smaller.
I don't have one, but I'm imagining.
But like, it's like this big.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you have to be that fucking close in order to get there.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Well, it's kind of crazy because like at one point it's on Taryn's back.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously dragons are like fucking huge. And he'd probably be the size of my apartment.
Right.
But I'm imagining just turning around and she's right there.
Yeah.
And you're like,
no, I don't know. There's something about it, but I'm just like, I can't imagine getting that close at all. I also have something in chapter 32 or chapter 36. I don't know why I wrote 32. But there's like a little thing where I think Violet thinks, or someone says, I could have sworn I saw a riot of dragons across the court.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do people normally know the difference between wyvern and dragons because of the fables? Or how?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Because
Me either.
I don't think that unless you were obsessed with these fables like Violet was, I don't even think you know what a wyvern is.
So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, do they? Because if Venom and wyvern, Violet only knew because of the stories that her dad was talking about,
right?
But your common folk wouldn't really know that about them, right?
Right.
So
yes. Because they don't even know.
No,
and they know
know
what Venom are. They're like, what the heck is a wyvern?
Right. So I don't know. I saw this in the chapter and I was just like, do they even know how to distinguish the difference between them? Because I know during like...
I mean, they're gray. I don't think there's any gray dragons.
No.
So that would be weird.
But...
Your shirt, does it have 4 legs or 2?
Okay, let's look.
It has 4, huh?
I think it's 4. Because I think we were fact checking it at the fair and we're like, is it a wyvern or is it a dragon?
Yeah, that's a dragon.
Yeah. Wait, what is this? This is his wing, right?
Yeah.
But he has hands.
But
he has other hands.
Yeah, I believe that's a dragon.
Because that's the difference.
Well, here's the thing too is obviously wyvern I don't think are real in mythology or anything. I have to fact check that. But
I don't know.
A lot of the dragons that we know in like pop culture have only the 2 legs, and then like their claws are like attached to their wings. But I always imagined a dragon as having 4 legs.
I think, because that's what I think. Used to, I mean, you ever watch Dragon Tales?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had their wings were separated from their arms.
Their arms, yeah.
Which that's how I envision a dragon. But a lot of what is out there are actually
like
wyvern.
I think Game of Thrones,
I think they're more
wyvern-ish
technically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting to bring up because we kind of go back into the book a little bit about what Mira said about them. So
yes,
I think that was interesting.
I would like to props to Tairn. I love that he's always just like so calm and cool. And first of all, I love the confidence he has in his woman.
Oh yeah.
He's always like
believes in her.
Like Violet's always like, oh, Sigale, and he's like, she can hold her own. We have a mission to do right now.
Period.
And I'm like, okay, Tairn.
Okay.
Come on.
Feminist king.
Yeah. He's a feminist first, hater second.
For sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of dragons, I just think Andarna's so cute and so baby during this, but such an aggressive toddler at the same time.
Yes.
But her saying go for the throat kills me.
She's so aggressive.
And I love it.
Like, she's like, stab their eyeballs and let the blood drip down. I'm like, okay,
but I envision it in a baby voice. Like, when she's talking, she's like, go for the throat. I don't know.
I do imagine, I want, like, Kristen Bell to do her voice. Or, like, Anne Hathaway. Someone who's kind of, like, princess-ish.
I think that would be, Kristen Bell is what, you told me that, and I was like, I envision it perfectly for that.
I just want to bring up how terrifying it is to see a Venom channeling from the earth. Just imagine them palms down and the grass around them is dying. The flowers are drooping. They're literally sucking the life out of, like, and then there's just like a little patch. That's how crop circles are formed.
It's actually just Venom channeling.
They're among us.
Oh my god. No, that is so terrifying.
It's scary. And then going off of that, the way that people die from Venom is terrifying because Violet explains it. Well, she says that you can't hear their scream. It's like a soundless scream, and then they shrivel up and they just like they become nothing but a husk of a shell.
What's a husk of a shell?
I'm just imagining
bone.
I don't know, like a little, you know, I'm imagining like the thing from SpongeBob that's like chocolate. I've always hated chocolate. Wait, that's what they shrivel up into, like a little worm looking thing
from the Little Mermaid.
Or like,
you know, in Ursula's lair, they're like
the souls.
Yeah, the little souls. Like, isn't you know?
Yeah, or like is it in Indiana Jones?
Oh, all the
when they kind of like shrivel up and then like their flesh just they're like
it's
skin.
Something like that.
Like, yeah,
that's disgusting.
It's like, first of all, terrifying, and I just don't like it.
Husk of a shell.
That's what she said. Husk of a shell.
Wow, what a way to describe that.
I was thinking also like husk, like a corn husk.
That's the only husk.
That's the only husk I don't exactly know what a husk of a shell is.
Like a shell.
I'm imagining, because if you think of a corn husk,
okay,
it is the outer layer. So I'm literally imagining it's like their
skin.
Are we gonna get canceled? It's their skin, but like there's nothing inside.
Ooh,
sorry, that's like
scary.
I don't know how else she could have. I'm curious to see how the show will show this happening.
Is there any? I don't want to say there's fan art about it.
Oh my god! Like, can I see Soleil's dead body, please?
Can I see it real quick?
So I was gonna ask, what do we think that the Venom want in Resin? I think it does get answered in the last chapter because he talks about how they find a box, but that they don't know what's inside. And Garrick's dragon, I don't exactly know how to say his name. It's like card or something. Something weird. But he is very sensitive to runes, and so he found the box and was drawn to it, and how they're investigating it. And he's like, we should have an answer in a couple of days, right? So maybe they say it's answered in Iron Flame, and I just like I don't remember it. But I do remember that in Iron Flame, there are the boxes hidden around to kind of lure venom in. Like Jack tells them that they've been placing the boxes everywhere and that's what's bringing the venom. But what exactly is in it then? I guess that's why I'm confused. Like, is it runes? Because I know he says that his dragon is sensitive to runes, but what is it that they want? Like,
so, I don't know if it's because what they search for is what kills them. So at least that was like that's why they kind of try to follow Violet in a weird way. But my theory is that they're just trying to find, of course, like the runes and stuff,
right?
But anything that can outpower venom. I don't know if that's what's in them, or if there's any idea of like how to completely eliminate venom or what their weaknesses are.
Right.
I don't know. They have to be like methodically planned.
Yeah,
to be
I guess I'm
there.
I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe this gets answered and I looked over it in Iron Flame, or maybe this will get answered in Onyx Storm. But I was like, what are they looking for that they will kill everybody else for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it power? Like, is it runes that are helping that? I don't know. I have so many questions.
No, there's too many about what they get into.
Yeah. But, sorry, go on.
No, I do have, actually, I think mine might give us into a different topic, but go ahead.
Well, this is just a quick thing I have to point out, and it's just that it's just Xaden holding a wyvern by the throat with his shadows is pretty fucking hot. That's a favorite moment of mine. What about you guys?
I forgot about that part.
Like, imagine Violet's in battle, she turns around, he's just, I'd be like, okay. And Sigale's like, pay attention.
Like, sorry.
Like, okay, sorry.
It's got a little flustered.
Yeah.
I did want to bring this to topic.
That's why I'm saying, what do we think he can do with his shadows?
It's another limb. It's another part of his body.
I'm just saying, Rebecca, it'd be pretty hot.
Put to your use. We're writing it for you. Please give us what the people want. Not to go off topic, but something that I was thinking about during this, because it brings to a theory that I have coming up later, but maybe I've misread it. Maybe I didn't really know. I'm going to ask you this question, is how the hell do scribes know everything about what happened in battles and what's in their history? Do they interview people? Are they watching it? Do people report back what happens? And how corrupt are they actually?
I think they are corrupt.
Okay.
For sure. Okay, this actually brings up something that I had written down a little bit later, because was it the last episode we were talking about, do they have photographs?
Yeah.
I don't think they have photographs.
Drawings.
But they have drawings that are done by the scribes, because later on Violet talks about how she's seen the temple in Eratia. She's seen the drawings, and then she's like, I've also seen the drawings of it burned down from the scribes. First of all, that is I understand that their technology is not the same. That is not a good way to translate information. You're telling me that somebody drew something and you're like, that must be true.
Yeah, no,
that must be how it looked. Huh?
Very corrupt.
So I think everything is done by drawings. But yes, this is correct, because something like this would not get reported. There's no scribes there.
But everything's written down. Like, everything. I'm sure.
Well, I think because she does talk about there's a lot of stuff that's redacted. So maybe it is like a venom attacked, blah, blah, blah. But then they redacted it.
Because what my view is like the same thing. It's just like everything's written down, but it's just not always revealed. Or not very accessible. Maybe
there was a scribe running around down there.
Well,
they were like,
okay, fuck. They're like, oh, she just took out. Okay, got it. It's like a play-by-play, like sports.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was just my idea, is because we learned from Violet that the information and the knowledge is so powerful within these battles. So like, how the fuck are they all getting this information?
Right.
But I know it's not always revealed. So it just, I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. Is like, even during battles that aren't anything to do with like the wrong side of politics for like Basgiath, the ones that are actually, happening and are reported to the students, do people get interviewed by the scribes, or like are they there and watching it?
I feel like they might be there. That's why there's scribes at like outposts. But I also think maybe it's you're like a little archaeologist.
Yeah.
Like you're showing up after the fact and just
Yeah.
kind of piecing together what you can based on what the site looks like.
That was really smart.
Thank you.
Archaeologist?
Yeah. Have you seen them?
Bitch. I've seen Friends.
I was gonna be like, I've watched National Geographic.
But that was smart. That was, wow.
Yeah, I think
Period.
maybe they're just, so the healers are just nursing students and the scribes are just archaeologists in training.
Mm-hmm. And then the writers are just playing with their wooden swords. Playing around with dragons.
Yeah. I was also gonna say in Iron Flame, I think that her mom talks about it, or maybe she reflects on it. There's a moment where she kind of says like, you would have been given Markham, because she was the A student. It was gonna come to a point where Markham was like, here's all the secrets and you're in charge of the scribes and you got to keep them. So
she would have had that.
She would have had the knowledge that it was happening, but she would have had to be a part of keeping it a secret. Corrupt. The government is corrupt.
No, government everywhere is corrupt.
Yeah.
But this one especially, I think,
it's pretty corrupt.
I didn't really realize that the scribes were a part of this corruption.
Yeah.
Until I don't know what I was reading. I think it might have been when she was thinking about Erasia and about how she's kind of already known about a lot of it. So, I don't know. Just something to think about.
Okay, Liam.
He's Elsa.
So that's what I wanted to bring up. I know we kind of talked about it in our theorizing last week. We have it again in this week.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear a little bit more about your theory. My question, though, is... I have a two-part question. Do we think that it's legit or it was an editing mistake? And if it was an editing mistake, I think there's still time for Miss Rebecca to fix it and make it look like it was not an editing mistake if necessary. But there is a little bit later on, she talks about another writer and she doesn't say his name.
I was just about to try and find it.
She says that there's another writer that can wield ice. So I am slightly wondering if I don't know. Both things can be correct. Do we think it was an editing mistake and she meant to say the other writer? Or is it that they can share signets?
So
or that they have two. I don't know.
I thought I had put it on as a highlight. But speaking of the person who it was that had the actual ice signet or whatever, I think...
Was it C... How do you say his name? C...
I don't even know if they were named.
Oh, okay.
It just said someone was channeling ice and attacked a wyvern. Yeah. That was pretty much what I remember, but I can't bring it up. So to kind of get into my theory, I just don't know if what I've come from last week's 2 days ago when we filmed it, is I think more that they share it in times of need more than just like they have the ability to just use it whenever they want. So it's interesting for ice to be used, but I'm like, is it because it's opposite of fire and it's opposite of like what dragons would use?
Yeah, because I am curious. I thought that nothing could kill them.
Right.
But these ice things can.
And I also don't know if it generates from the earth and what's around them.
I guess that's venom.
Yeah.
This was a wyvern.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know, like, I'm like, does it generate from earth? Like the way that they share signets? Is it from whatever they're near? I don't really know what part of my theory like truly makes sense, but I just think that that if it was an editing mistake, I think it was a really good editing mistake that she needs to build upon. Yeah. But I also think that it has a lot of potential to use for.
I'm also just thinking of this now. We're definitely jumping ahead to theorizing, but Violet's second signet, I know that we talk about her being like a siphon or an amplifier of some sort, because it seems like there's a lot of convenient times where people all of a sudden have powers that they didn't have before, or it heightened their powers. Like it's more so in Iron Flame, so we'll get there when we get there. But if that is the case and she's some sort of amplifier, or she can help people when they're in like some sort of time of need, what if it was like she helped him channel wield ice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but I think somehow, regardless of how it works, I think the Mark ones are bonded and channel something. Yeah. Something. I don't know. That was really dramatic. But I don't know if it's actual powers that they're generating, but obviously we are shown that Liam was able to.
Right.
So I don't know what everyone else's capacity is, but I literally wrote like Liam is Elsa.
Yeah, that's good. It's giving. He's like,
let it go, bitch.
which also Liam just makes me cry. This last scene, I don't know if I can get too much into it. It makes me so upset, and just everything he says to Violet. I have some quotes written down. Should I just say them now?
Yeah,
I have a quote written down from him. He says, oh, there's two actually. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, wait. I feel like we might have this. I think we
one
wrote the
you
same
wrote on one. You wrote, I'm tearing up reading this.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was I think we wrote the next one. We did write that one together. But the first one is, you saved my life and now it's my turn. No matter what you think of me for keeping secrets, we're friends, Violet. I'm so... And the one that we both wrote at the exact same time is, I know you feel betrayed. And he's dying at this moment. I know you feel betrayed, but Xaden needs you. And I don't just mean alive, Violet. He needs you. Please hear him out. Which
what does that mean? Okay. I'm so sad, but I'm also like, hold on.
I actually want to dissect that.
I have a theory.
Okay, go on.
It is, I think it was the first, how did we not notice? But I guess we didn't really know. Of course he needed her because she's the only one that was able to, and Iron Flame spoilers here, but for the wards and figure out all the.
But does he know that at this time?
I think that Xaden had definitely talked about what is useful that Violet could give. At least like Liam knew a lot of stuff. I think more than I think we addressed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he knew to the full potential of what she was going to be used for.
Right.
I think he means like he needs you in like, of course, like a he needs you way, but also like for the plan that they're trying to defeat this whole thing, he does need you and all your knowledge.
Well, I was thinking too, I mean, she's a lightning wielder.
Yeah.
So obviously she is going to be very helpful in taking out the venom. She's like the only thing that they have that can take out the venom. So maybe in that also. But right. I'm also just thinking, obviously he must know Xaden very well because they were fostered together. And maybe it's just like you're good for him.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen him act the way he does when he's around you, or like I can tell that you kind of like ground him in a way, or
I think he was a double meaning.
So I think, yeah, like he needs you in more ways than you can understand.
Yeah, I agree. The one that I had was, why did I keep saying chapter 32? Anyways, it says like Liam steps forward, so he stands at my side. And this was when they were like debating or like all saying why, like if they're going to fight or not. Is he goes, we watched as our parents were executed because they had the courage to do the right thing. I'd like to think my death would just be as honorable.
And it was. And then him dying, his last like words being, it's been my honor. It's really fucked up, Rebecca.
And to say you wrote him to die.
Yeah, she wrote him just to kill him off. She said. It's so messed up. Great writing. So messed up.
Horrible heartbreak. I genuinely was like tearing up rereading it.
I know. I was a little rough to reread it and have to like write it down.
Step away.
Also, just like Day dying and then Taryn being so heartbroken that Day died. Oh, the way that she describes like them trying to fight. And like, first of all, Liam, I'm thinking of like the bond that Taryn has with Andarna and the bond that Violet has with Andarna and Taryn, and how she would do anything to keep them safe. And so I'm just thinking of Liam being with Taryn and he can't do anything, and his dragon is literally dying and he can't help him. And like, imagine how he feels, and just him like screaming as they hear Day shrieking because he's getting annihilated down there. It's so sad.
I don't know how we got through reading that. I remember being a fucking puddle of tears.
Also, just it's so messed up that they have to die when their dragon dies.
Yeah,
who made the rules? Who made the rules?
Who made that? I hate it. And when like, okay, the fan art that people have made for Liam's death has been
It's sad.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's just him being held by like Violet, and like, can you fucking imagine holding your
someone as they're dying,
and
I
like
can't.
in a brutal way, their dragon's already fucking like
Yeah.
dead, and like, I don't know. And then she's trying to talk to Xaden, or she's like
telling him
Liam.
like, get over here. Yeah.
And Xaden even talking about it, and about how like it shakes him to think that his foster brother had, and he regrets not telling. He thinks that if he would have told Violet sooner, he would have been able to protect Liam.
Yeah.
All too much. It's
I know,
all
I
too
know.
much. We gotta stop Rebecca with trying to like ruin these people's lives. Okay, we gotta stop. It has to end here. I think that's enough I can say about Liam before I actually get a little too crazy.
No, I agree.
The thing I want to talk about that's actually kind of crazy is, so chapter 38 I think starts with I will not die today, and how the beginning of the book says
Yes. Very full circle.
The very begin I mixed that up. The very beginning of the book says I will not die today, and then chapter 38 says I think I might die today.
Yes. You're right. Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Good writing.
Good writing, Rebecca.
Good job, Rebecca, because that was, I remember reading that for the first time. I was like, wait, she says this a lot, but where was the first time we found it? It's the first line of the
Yes.
book. But I love it. I think that was like really good writing. Good job, girl.
I will also say, not to go back too much, but Taryn saying, I will not watch another writer die because they do not know their own limitations. I just want to know everything there is to know about
Brings up his
Naolin.
trauma.
I want to know.
We gotta know. I want to know so
I wanna know
bad. And I'm
everything.
surprised we didn't find that out in Iron Flame.
There was a lot of stuff that I thought would be answered, and it did not get answered.
She have to have
Yeah, I get
material for 5 books.
And then I'm also like, there's some things that didn't get answered until like the end of Iron Flame that I'm like, oh my God, how did we not get the answer to this?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. That's all I have for those. The next ones I have are for chapter 39.
Okay, so
Starting with the
I
epilogue.
have one thing.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just annoyed at Violet, as we know. She's in and out of consciousness, and she's still mad at Xaden.
She's so mad.
While he is risking everything to save her life. I just can't, like, there's times where she says like, oh, I feel like a brush of his lips on my cheek, but it can't be, because how would someone who's keeping secrets from me still care? Shut
annoying.
the fuck up, bitch. I'm literally so annoyed. And there's like times where he's like, I can't let her die. She's like, well, of course he can't let me die. His survival depends on it. Literally, she's the girl that would bring a book to a concert. Like, shut up. She's so annoying.
She's like, I hate this artist.
She's like, I'm just like, I'm not like the other girls.
Not like other girls. She is a pick-me girl.
She kind of is.
Violet's
and
a pick-me
I hate
girl.
that she makes me hate her.
No, because I love her.
I love her, but in moments like this, I'm just like, girl,
Stop
it. And the way he's risking literally everything to
he's
save
ever
your
worked
life is insane. And it's like the way that the others are like, you're gonna be risking everything, and he's like, okay, shut up.
Did you hear my neck crack?
I did hear that. I was just
so
no,
sorry.
that was loud. I was just in the moment. Are you okay?
No, we're good. Sorry if anyone heard that. Oh my God. Continue.
I was just gonna say, the way that people are like, you realize we're risking everything,
right?
And then he's just like, I'm sorry, come again, because I'm not letting her die. And then they're like, whoa, we're not gonna let her die. We're just, do we all realize what's at stake here?
Yeah.
And then this bitch is like, still has an attitude.
She's just like, ugh, like, you have to keep me alive, I guess. But I love you though.
Like,
but I
am
actually
in love with you,
hate
but like,
you.
I'm calling your bluff. Shut up.
Fucking
Shut up.
annoying. It's not all about you, bitch.
No, I quite literally hate her in these chapters.
No. I want to talk about 39's epilogue.
Let's talk
Why
about
is it just you're all cowards?
From Fen. Yeah.
Redacted.
Redacted. Interesting.
Why was that redacted?
Well,
I know why. But interesting way to end the book with that epilogue. Well, not end the book, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
interesting. Because I know why he said you're all cowards.
Mm-hmm.
I know why. But
How do you think...
go ahead.
I'm like, how do you think they assassinated them? Oh, by Dragonfire.
Yeah.
I was just
They
trying to
lined him up.
get in the moment
Mm-hmm.
of him saying you're all cowards and then dying.
What an awful way to see
Your father die.
Violet, shut the fuck up. Do you know what
No,
he's been through? You bitch. Like, what the fuck? He's been through so much trauma, bitch. And I know you have too.
Not that much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
She's like, I don't give a fuck about your dad. I don't give a fuck about your brother.
Well,
I don't
her
give a
dad did not get assassinated.
But he did die.
Okay. But I'm saying it wasn't. It was.
Too good, girl. You're too good.
I just think for her to act the way that she's acting toward him, it's uncalled for.
Oh, it's definitely uncalled for. Let's accept his trauma too, girl.
Yeah, I do think that that's interesting, though. I think it's just fitting that those would be his last words.
Yeah, I agree. I also, this whole chapter, just him going back and forth and being so panicked and so vulnerable while talking about it. And he's just like, okay, so he's sitting there for 3 days.
Right.
Getting no sleep. Just
Right.
all he's doing is in his head thinking about all the ways he could have told her.
Right.
Could have told her that he loved her. Could have told
Right.
her all of the secrets. He's like regretting. He's like, I do trust her. I don't know why I didn't. How awful.
Yeah.
And thinking that maybe she won't ever wake up.
Yeah. And then
That's-
she's still mad at him.
No, I would be even more mad if I was Zayden, but he's too forgiving.
He is.
He is too forgiving. But I'm just thinking, like, I couldn't fucking handle that. That's so fucking sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad. And also, how was Taryn doing?
I'm sure that Taryn was freaking out as well.
Was he was hurt, right? Because he feels her pain.
Oh, maybe a little bit, yes.
And for Sigale to be comforting both Zayden and...
She's a strong woman.
She's a strong woman. Dragon thing.
Well, she's still a lady.
Lady. She's a proper little lady.
She's a little lady if
A
I've
little
ever
lady.
seen one. Well, going off of that, actually, at first I didn't understand why Zayden did not just tell Violet he loved her, but I did understand on this reread because he couldn't be totally and completely honest with her.
I think I wrote that down. I get that. I honestly respect it too. But I think she starts to see that in Iron Flame more. She gets a little bit more understanding of that fact.
Right.
I see where he's coming from, but I also know he was still like, poor boy is dealing with so many things.
Oh, yeah. And I think he goes through the reasons of like, I didn't tell her because of this. I mean, ultimately it's because I wasn't honest with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
And even when he's going to try and say that, he's like, I'm doing this for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
And he goes, and honestly, I think it's true. Or he's like, I don't want to tell her this because all she's going to think is the reason why I'm telling her I love you is because I almost lost her and I want her to not spill the secret.
Right.
And honestly, she's right.
Yeah. I will say, though, he does do that during most of Iron Flame, where he's like, well, if I tell you I love you, it's like you're just gonna think I want to sleep with you, or you're just gonna think, and I'm like, oh my god, Zayden,
He's super insecure.
there's never gonna be a right time. Just tell
say
her
it. It's never.
Why'd she have to get tortured for you to say that?
Literally.
That you loved her?
I don't know, man. Why did it take so damn long for him to
It took
say
so
it?
long.
They're
I'm
equally
like,
in the wrong a little bit.
Yeah.
But when he literally said that we hadn't even kissed and I fell, because in that moment of seeing her wield, oh my, that is so.
And he says
good.
maybe even before that.
Yeah, which
Like he's
I
like,
want to
well,
go back.
maybe it was when I saw her like take on Jack Barlow or whatever.
I just
Tell us,
Zayden, exactly
tell
the
us
moment.
The exact moment.
I
also want to. Okay, why was Violet so calm at first? Is it
That's what I was gonna talk
Okay,
about.
okay. Because is it because she lost her memory? Is it because what exactly was
I'm
happening?
so excited about this.
Okay.
Because I really was thinking about this. I was torn on my drive home last night from work. I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
So she loses her memory for like the first momentarily,
Okay.
like first 5 minutes, right?
Because where does she think they're waking? That's my question. Is how far back did she lose her memory?
Right.
Because they've kind of been fighting for a minute.
For their whole relationship.
Fair.
So diving a little deep here, he explains that when she wakes up, it looks like a little cat that's just been like is sitting in the sunlight.
Yeah,
she's just like nah, like a little princess. She is in like this daze. It feels like she's in this like super, like it's like a dream type of what he's seeing her as. Like she's waking up, she's very like lovingly, she's like hi, like I'm not in any pain, like I'm good. And like
it's like the meds
I'm
wearing
like,
off.
it's the definitely. But but how come it's not until he kisses her
that she remembers
everything? But my thing is, if as Brennan was healing her or mending her, right, was he mending her brain? Because obviously like he had to mend like all of her,
right?
For those moments while she's sleeping, did he take away like her thoughts of like anger in order for her to heal?
Yeah.
I was like really diving into every theory.
I'm very confused. I'm confused by the way she acts.
Yeah, she acts really weird. And then
I'm confused by how mad she gets. I'm like, what the hell?
Feral.
What happened? Like, she gets so mad all of a sudden.
And in that moment, I know when she's mending and when she's healing, she's disconnected from her dragons.
Right.
So I don't know if it's like once she hits back to her bond between her and Xaden, it finally like snaps into place. But why does it take until they actually like interact and kiss for a second?
He does say that after they kiss, he can see her like looking like as if she's talking to her, to her dragons.
And he's like, I know she's checking in. And then he immediately goes, he's like, Taryn's good and Darna's a little different, but she's the same. And then he's like, she's fucking huge.
Right.
But I know he like sees it in her face that she's starting to like realize what's actually going around her. But some part of me thinks that in the mending process that it took away her like thoughts and took away her memory of what happened. And it wasn't until her bond was snapped back in place between her and her dragons and Xaden.
Yeah, it's just
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's just very, I'm confused by the way that she acts.
It was weird. And
because I'm like, did he take, well, I don't know, did her memory pick up, like, she thinks that they did it, they fell asleep, and she's peacefully waking up in his room. Like, what does she think? Because I'm like, they've gone through, like, 48 hours at this point.
Yeah.
48 to more.
Last time she was in a bed, they were hooking up, but...
Yeah. So I guess that's why I'm confused. I'm like, girl, like 3 days have passed. Well, actually more. It's been like 5 days at this point. But, you know, consciously, it's been multiple days. So I'm like, how far back is she not remembering?
I don't know. But it's weird. Or maybe it was a part of something that Brennan did specifically. He didn't want her to wake up and panic. I don't know. Maybe. And like something, I don't know. I don't know how that all shit works. But I just think that if it wasn't actually anything, Rebecca, tell us, because I'm a little too into why she acted that way. But it could have been that's just how it is when you're mended. You wake up after like a surgery and you're just kind of like confused.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like the meds.
Yeah, it's the meds that's wearing off.
I'm just so confused why she gets so mad.
She gets really angry.
Like, are you mad you're alive? What's up?
Yeah, we didn't get her.
Why is she so mad?
For the first chapter of Iron Flame, it's not this moment, right?
It's like
after
like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, after she's seen Brennan.
I know that Rebecca said that it was not originally supposed to be Xaden's POV. She changed it because it was like her asking him all of these questions, and she didn't want it to look, she wanted the readers to understand what he was thinking. So he didn't seem like a bad guy, because of course she's not going to believe anything he's saying. Right. So it was going to be like, where are we? What are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then it was just going to be very like pitted against Xaden.
So she didn't want that.
She wanted them to understand what he was feeling and that he was telling her the truth and all of that. So
no, that makes sense. I appreciate the point of view because I think in this moment it's important to know like where he was at. We've been thinking too much of Violet. We had to hear from him a little bit more.
I will say though, this is a moment where I'm like, dang it though, I do also want to know Violet's POV.
No, that's true.
I just want to know both of their perspectives.
We could have gone dual
everything.
Yeah, I agree. This quote
I saw that you wrote this down and then I read it myself and I was like, I have an answer for it. But go on.
So the quote
Dumb
is
readers.
I think either she says it or someone, Violet. And then he goes, I keep my shields up trying to respect her privacy as I walk to her side. But gods, I need to know what she's thinking. How the fuck did we not realize?
It's these moments. You know how Rebecca was like, Violet's second signet is very obvious. What? I'm sure she was like, no, guys, it is written down for you what Xaden's second signet is. But I think that when I read that, I think I was thinking like, oh, he wants to mentally talk to her.
Right.
But he's trying to respect her privacy by just like blocking the bond between them. But he says it.
It's very obvious that he says it. Because I agree. I think the first time I read it, I was like, okay, so he's trying to not actually have that like mental communication with her.
Yes.
But no, the fuck not. He literally says it.
Yeah. So there's got to be a line in Iron Flame that is this obvious and we're just missing it, guys.
Oh my God. This is going to be a pretty crazy reread for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be. We're going to be like, this line for sure. Second
and then
signet.
we're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Then we're going to be so wrong. But Brennan's reveal, I think... Okay, that whole part. Let's scoop back. Let's scoop back a little bit.
Let's scoop back because I have a moment.
Yeah.
When Xaden goes out and he's talking with Bodhi and Garrick, and then he's like, the Flyers, did they make it out? And he's like, Serena's alive, if that's what you're asking. I remember being like, this bitch is his ex. He was hooking up with her. I fully thought, I was like, wait a damn second.
Why does he care?
But then he also says, and her sister is too, which we find out later is Catriona, who is his ex. But I just remember in that moment, I was like, this bitch. Who is she?
Who is she? Who did he hook up with? Okay, during that part, they're bantering. They're bickering. They're fighting.
Right.
Xaden and Violet are fighting in this part. But when he's explaining, like, even though that they're fighting, like, he still views her so beautifully. And, like, as she's, like, getting ready, it's like just this whole, I don't know, the way he's still so in love with her.
I know. My last thing is just that I love when Brennan gets revealed and then Xaden just goes, I told you I knew better, Poison Masters.
See, he never lied.
He
just fully didn't tell the truth.
Yeah.
As he says. I also in that moment can only imagine how it feels to see your loved one.
Yeah, after 6 years. So you thought that they died a tragic death.
And he's just there. I'd be probably really fucking pissed off at him.
I'd be pissed, yeah, for sure.
But I think we need to go into the quotes before we...
Yeah, I was going to say, yes.
I'm itching for them. I have one. Why did I write 32? I don't know why. But my first quote is, I'm responsible for all of you. This is from Xaden. For all of you. None of you crossed that parapet because you wanted to. None of you. You crossed it because I made a deal. I'm the one who forced you into the quadrant, so I won't think less of anyone who wants to fly to Ultival.
Where
Eltival?
Are you? Eltuval
instead. Make your choice. I just wrote this down because I know in that moment he was probably panicking because he's like, well, fuck. If they all agree, they're gonna die. If they don't, I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna die.
Right.
I don't know. I just think that is very leadership of him, but it's also just really sad.
Right. Okay, I have, again, just to show how much we love Sigale, we have this quote from Xaden, and he says, Sigale says that she has never run from a fight, and today will not be the first, and I'm not going to stand by while innocent people are dying either. For our YouTube viewers, you just got a sneak peek of John right there.
There he goes.
There, you're not in it yet. Nope, you got a little bit more.
And there you are. no, that I love Sigale so much. I didn't realize how much I liked her until the reread.
Yeah.
Okay, we've already kind of talked about this one. I won't go over the "It's been my honor" because I can't handle that. But Liam did say while he's dying, "You have to take care of my sister." And we already said the betrayal one, but that being so loaded and being like, you have to take care of her, you have to take care of her, and then all the fucking letters that he had for her, crying.
I know. Okay, I also have from Xaden as well. Oh my god, like all my quotes are from Xaden. I'm saying, "I try not to pick fights I know I can't win." Take notes, boys.
That is for all of you. Just know, be observant. My next one is, I think she says this, Violet. She goes, "Because right now, standing near the dead body of my friend and his dragon, all I want to do is show these assholes exactly how violent I can be." Pretty good quote right there. Yeah. I like that one because she literally almost said her nickname. Violence.
Xaden saying, "I would rather lose this entire war than live without you. You gave me your heart and I'm keeping it." You can have mine. Violet doesn't deserve it.
She doesn't deserve it. I will give you everything and more, buddy. I can't win a war, but I will win your heart. That's all I can give you, buddy.
Keep it. He's like right in the back pocket.
That is how I envision him. Oh, he's so
she's
cute.
Probably like kisses him and he's like puts it in his little pouch. You know what I mean?
He would be cute like that. On the Vaden train.
Vaden? Did we just come up with something?
Just me being not able to speak. Vaden.
The Vaden train. I am kind of on the Vaden train.
I am on the Vaden. We've been on the Vaden
train.
Is when I think she might be unconscious at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But he says this pretty big little monologue. "You have to fight, Vi," Xaden whispers against my forehead as we move. I think it's when she goes in and out of consciousness.
Yes.
"You can hate me all you want when you wake up. You can scream, hit, throw your fucking daggers at me for all I care, but you have to live. You can't make me fall for you and then die. None of this is worth it without you." He sounds so sincere that I almost believe him.
This fucking bitch. This is what I'm talking about. He just poured his heart out to this woman and she's like, "I almost believe you. You almost sound sincere."
He literally said, "You can't make me fall for you and then die." He literally just said, "I love you."
Literally.
He literally just said, "I love you."
Without actually saying the words.
And then my last quote, we kind of already said it, but it says, "I love her. Of course I love her. And if I tell her now, she'll think I'm saying it for all the wrong reasons. And honestly, she'd be right." That's the first time we heard "I love you."
Yeah. I remember reading that and being like, "Fuck, Xaden. Why couldn't you have told her earlier?" I'm so mad. I was mad at him equally. So I was like, damn it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. So that's all our quotes, I believe.
Yeah.
And our favorite moments.
I know we've talked about... Is there anything else you want to add to Liam wielding ice?
No.
As we go into thriving and theorizing?
No, I don't, because I think I already said it. But there is one more theory
I'd love
today.
to hear this theory.
My one other theory that I have is that Violet's dad was Venom.
Okay.
I've heard this on TikTok before, multiple times, but as I was looking into it more, my reasonings are, so we all know that Violet is some part of something.
Right.
Of course, she has her gray hair. She is always told that she's a part of something. She's what is she? She's weak. Her mom had a rough pregnancy with her. So we all know these things, and our theory has always been that she's some part Venom. Mm-hmm. How would she get that part Venom? Was she, was something happened in Lilith's pregnancy? Or it could be from her dad. So all we know about her dad is that he was a scribe, and he knew a lot. He had a theory for Venom. He had a theory for Wyvern. He had all of those
feather tails. He
had all of that. Reason why I think he was Venom was because he knew so much that so many other people didn't know. He had to have interacted with them somehow.
Right.
In some way.
Right.
Lilith was so protective against Venom. She had a dagger in her desk. She had all of these things to kind of protect herself from it. My theory is that her dad turned Venom possibly when Violet was being like conceived or some I hate to say that.
You think he channeled from the earth as they were having sex?
Okay. No. Like sometime before Violet was in the world yet. But I think, or it had to have been like before. But if Violet is some part blood related to Venom or something.
Yeah.
And after that, they still tried to act normal.
Right.
But he was Venom this whole time.
Yeah, I think one of them is Venom. If it's not Lilith, it's her dad, because she does talk about having a rough pregnancy. Oh my God, like she was birthing the spawn of Satan.
Yeah, she was.
Could be why.
Yeah.
But,
It's
or she had a rough pregnancy and she then channeled from the earth and turned Venom.
Yeah, I don't know.
This gets brought up though in Iron Flame, where there's that letter from Lilith asking, or there's a letter in response that's like, hey Lilith, hey girl, there's actually no way to control them.
Yeah.
Or there's no way to cure them, but you can control them. So why was Lilith looking into Venom? It has to be because it was either her or the dad.
So that brings up another part of my theory, is that her dad's still alive. And the reason why this kind of gets really
Do you think he's the sage?
I think he's the sage. Okay. And I think that's the reason why Jack doesn't kill her at the end of Iron Flame, right? Because the only reason why Violet wasn't killed was because her dad needs her back for some reason, for a part of their Venom plan.
So I have some thoughts on this, because I'm all for this theory,
because it's a wild theory.
I don't think it's that wild. Nothing's that wild in this world. But I do think that he could be the sage. I think, though, that... And I think Rebecca might be trying to throw us off. I'd do the same thing. But when people asked her, like, so is her dad still alive? She was like, you don't think she would recognize her own dad? And they were like, well, but, like, is she? Like, is he? And she was like, I mean, I think I would recognize my dad.
I feel like she's throwing us off.
I think she's throwing us off, too, though, because, I mean... I don't think he would look the same. I mean, I've seen some fan art and it's kind of how I imagine them to look, but like he's probably bald. He's decrepit.
Yeah.
He's got veins. He's like got a grayish tint to him. Like I'm imagining he's like almost Voldemort.
Yeah.
No, we're making a lot of Harry Potter references here, but
I think in the mythical world, yeah, like
long skinny fingers and nails.
No, I don't think that. I think she's doing it to throw us off.
Well, she also they haven't met him.
No.
Yet. And so Rebecca, shut up. Actually, now that I think about it, you're wrong, because they didn't meet the sage. They met the general. And then I think Xaden sees the sage. But he wouldn't know what her dad looked like. No. And she didn't see him, so she wouldn't know that he was even there.
I think that there has to be the reason why we know, like, there is a reason why Violet wasn't killed by Venom.
Yes, and they're so they just keep saying, like, we need to take you to the sage.
Take to the sage.
He'll be so happy with us when we deliver you to him.
That's why I think it's her dad. That's why I think it's her father.
Are they all turning evil?
I think they have to be evil in order to not be evil anymore. And especially now that Xaden's going to be a part of that. Has to.
Oh my God, she's got 2 people that she loves luring her. Who's the other? You're right. I forgot.
And okay,
the 3 most important men in her life are like, come to the dark side.
Yeah, including, okay, if we're gonna add, like, her dad is Venom. If Brennan was also Venom, and if he was still Venom up to this point, why has he chosen to not act as a Venom?
Okay, well, this is why I don't fully know if he's a Venom.
Right.
But something is fucking sketchy about Brennan. I don't know what it is. It's going to happen more in Iron Flame, which, can I just say also, I feel like we didn't get enough Brennan in Iron Flame. No. And it kind of pisses me off.
Not to where we were teased that he was going to be... At the very end of Fourth Wing, you'd think that he would be like... You think
he's going to be the fucking main character, but no. So I'm a little bit upset about that, but I also just feel like with what pieces we did get, there's so many weird... I mean, there's the rune-shaped scar. There's the way he reacts to things that something's weird.
I feel like if he has, like, channel of Venom in him, but he's not fully Venom.
Okay.
Like, he was somehow saved-ish with Venom power. I don't know. That's my theory, is that he has some part of him that...
Yeah. One, I just have questions about what is it called when you bring somebody back to life?
Oh, reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Yeah.
I have questions about reincarnation. Is that possible? I know it's like banned.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
I don't know.
What the hell
Something's going
happened?
on. Yeah. I don't know what it is. But that's all I have for Dad. For him.
No, I like it. I believe it. You're not fooling me, Miss Rebecca.
No, you're not. Not until we get Onyx Storm, and then I will change my opinion.
Yeah.
Of whatever's in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that was it for Thriving and Theorizing.
Yeah, let's move into Final Jam. I'm excited.
I think I had more, but I honestly feel like more of them go towards Iron Flame.
Yes, I agree.
Because they could work for Fourth Wing, but they won't hit as hard as Iron Flame would.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So the one that I added, have you heard the song yet?
I don't think I have.
I'll have to show it to you because I found it on another Fourth Wing playlist, actually. And then I was just picturing the show and I was like, oh my gosh, I could just imagine end of season 1. Right. I'm imagining they're going to follow the books that way. End of season 1 is going to be, Violet and Xaden are fighting. There's the knock at the door. It's Brennan and he's like, welcome to the revolution, little sis. And then it plays this song and that's going to be the credits roll for season.
That's good.
And I'll show it to you because
beautiful.
I like was listening to it in the car and I was like, this would be perfect.
This would be good. Okay, I'm excited to hear it. I believe it. The two that I have are, of course, from Miss Taylor Swift. One of them is Ready for It, Reputation. It's just like that like angsty, hardcore, like, are you ready for it? Getting into battle. That's where I envision it. And then the last one I have is I Know Places. So this is off of 1989. It's kind of like a forbidden love-ish type song to where it's like, I know places where they can't ever find us. Horatia. I have places where we can hide, all of that stuff. I just like the song and I think it plays well with their relationship in these last few chapters. And also of like, it kind of feels like Xaden's POV if he were to sing it. I think that's it.
Okay.
But we do. Okay. I think we finished.
Yeah. We made it, guys. No tears were shed.
No tears. They were close, but they weren't coming.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. We're done with Fourth Wing, though.
Fourth Wing, which is really sad. I wish we had little poppers.
Imagine.
Wow. This is so sad. I can't believe we made it through our first book together, guys.
Oh, yay.
Is it like about a month?
A month in. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, though. We have so much more for like Iron Flame and everything, but we want to say thank you, Fourth Wing. We love you. We love you, Fourth Wing. Thank you so much for being the idea and the startup for the podcast.
Truly inspiring.
Truly inspired us to have this. So we love Fourth Wing so much.
Yeah. We have some exciting announcements that we would like to share with you guys.
Yeah. So something that's new for us to kind of interact with you guys and kind of get you in the know of what's going on with the podcast is we are creating a newsletter, which we'll be uploading like a schedule to. We'll kind of dive a little bit more into like what we're doing in our own personal life of like what we're reading, more information about the podcast, maybe some creators that we like. We're still working on it. Yeah, book updates, but we will have that live, I believe, as this
it's up already.
Yes,
actually.
And we'll also continue to like post our schedule on Instagram. So if you're following us on there, feel free to follow along. But that's kind of something new for you guys to kind of have as like a layout, a one-stop shop, if you will, of information for the podcast.
And the information will be in the description or the notes in our link tree.
Absolutely.
So next week, what you're going to get from us on May 13th is going to be a fun bonus episode. We're going to be talking about our summer TBR. This will probably be a shorter episode, more of like one you can just listen to on your drive to work. We won't be deep diving into anything, but we want to have more bonus episodes just for us to kind of get to share more about ourselves, have these little filler episodes. They're like shorter, easier to consume, and you guys can learn more about us. Yeah. So we'll be sharing our summer TBR coming up.
Excited. If there's any ideas of you guys want us to talk about, let us
Yeah.
know. And we're very free to just kind of go into whatever we're literally obsessed with. So if you have any ideas, let us know.
Yes.
A little bit of an update about what Iron Flame is going to look like for us. So the first episode will probably be on May 20th. That is when we're going to start the deep dive of Iron Flame. We'll start, we haven't picked the chapters just yet.
Yeah, I think it will probably do similar to this, where it's about 5 chapters per episode. Iron Flame is very info heavy.
Yeah.
So
we might have to break it down more than we think.
See.
But
Yeah. We're going to go through that today, actually. And we'll be uploading a schedule to not only our newsletter, but to Instagram.
Yeah.
And we'll be uploading that by the time this episode is up. So that will show you guys just kind of what is to come in the next few months for our podcast, because it's going to take us through the summer.
Yeah, it definitely will. Maybe even longer, but I don't know. And our most exciting announcement that we have, so thank you so much for staying tuned through this whole episode to wait for it, but we are doing a giveaway. Yes. Woo! I'm so excited for this. We're doing a giveaway starting on May 6th, which I believe is when this is going to be posted.
Yes.
So we are going to pick a winner on the 20th, so it'll be open for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we are still kind of in the middle of putting together all of the things we want to give away, but we know for sure that we want to give away a special edition of Fourth Wing. We're going to include that in there, as well as some stickers, some bookmarks, other fun goodies to just set you up on your reading journey.
Absolutely.
We are still working out the details, so follow us on our Instagram, because this will be an Instagram giveaway.
Yes.
So follow us on our Instagram. We are going to be posting the details of that today as well, and that will have all of the information of what you need to do to enter in it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you do it. Share it to a bestie, just so that they can join the group.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of wraps up.
It.
Oh, thanks
for
guys.
sticking with us, guys.
We love you, besties.
We will miss Fourth Wing, but we're so excited for Iron Flame.
Absolutely.
Even more excited for Onyx Storm.
So excited.
So.
If you guys liked this, please share to all of your friends or whoever enjoys the Empyrean series or just books in general. Follow us on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, everything.
At Literally Obsessed Pod, linked down below.
Absolutely. We hope you guys have a great rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week, besties.
Bye. Love ya.
Bye.
Mwah.